Hey Liam, what's up? Hold on, Liam. Liam, slow down. What's wrong, buddy? You can't host crunch time this week. Well, if you can't, who can? Hold on, me? You want me to host? No. I'm not sure if I'm ready, Liam. I'm not sure if I'm ready. I need to get ready. All right, Seth. 2 outs. Bottom of the ninth. Bases loaded. Tie game. What are you going to do? What are you going to do, huh? You're going to strike out? Walk back to the bench? Your tail tucked between your legs? No, you're going to try to get a hit. You're going to try to get a hit to win the game. Because that's what it's about, right? It's about winning the game. It's about making a name for yourself. That's what you need to do, Seth. You got to make a name for yourself. Come on, get hyped, Seth. Get hyped. You're hosting Crunch Time, Seth. Come on! All right, I'm ready. Hello and welcome to the 9th episode of Crunch Time, the show where we ask a sports-related question to a panel of 4 contestants and need to present their answers back to us in the form of 1-minute video rants. My name is Seth Nefsky, filling in for Liam Crothers, and with news that LeBron James was thinking about playing in the NFL during the 2011 NBA lockout, I've decided to ask our panelists, Patrick, Kyle, Nigel, and Stefano, what athlete would most succeed playing another sport? Now, I don't know about you, but I think Muggsy Bogues would make a great jockey. The rules of the game are simple. Our 4 contestants present their rants to me, and when the episode is over, you, the audience, votes the winner in the comments section or on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. Links in the description below. But before we get into the rants, let's go over last episode's voting results. Skylar, who ranted that Cristiano Ronaldo's rivalry with Lionel Messi is the best in sports history, finished with 13% of the vote. Sorry, Skylar, but don't worry, there's even more Ronaldo vouching happening this episode. Arguing that John Tortorella's rivalry with the media is the best in sports history, Alex finished with 33% of the vote. So much like Brooksy, sorry Alex, but you're done. Sam, who argued that the Boston Celtics rivalry with the Los Angeles Lakers is the best in sports history, lost with 11% of the vote. Sorry Sam, but just know that that rivalry still lives on in Taco Fall and Alex Caruso. And lastly, our defending champion, Patrick, who argued that the Boston Bruins rivalry with the Montreal Canadiens is the best in sports history, won with 43% of the vote. So congratulations, Patrick, on being the first 2-time champion in Crunch Time history. Our returning champion, Patrick Talon, will be arguing that the golfer Phil Mickelson could make a great NBA player. And hey, at 6'3", maybe there's something there.
Who would succeed playing another sport? None other than lefty, also known as Phil Mickelson, going to the NBA. So for starters, Phil Mickelson is an excellent putter, meaning he wouldn't get rattled by fan noise or in pressured situations. This would also make him clutch in the paint and from the free throw line. And when you have a BMI similar to Charles Barkley, you're going to be a lot tougher to defend. He also plays an excellent short game, and since he's left-handed, he can be more versatile and deceptive. Let's also not forget here that Phil Mickelson comes with a championship pedigree. This man knows how to win. 44 PGA wins, 5 major championships, and 3 Masters titles, not to mention the natural charisma and humility that he possesses. That would make it a lot easier for Phil Mickelson to transition from an individual sport, such as golf, to a team sport, like basketball. And finally, the greatest part of Phil Mickelson's game, his calves, which are a key part in that infamous vertical we saw on the 18th hole in the 2004 Masters. Anyone who has 3 green jackets can definitely succeed in the NBA, and Phil Mickelson is a perfect fit.
Sorry guys, I was wrong. There was nothing there. Next is Kyle Watson, arguing that Cristiano Ronaldo can make a great NBA player. Fun fact, if Ronaldo made the switch, he'd be the NBA's first Portuguese player.
Cristiano Ronaldo is regarded as one of, if not the best headers of a soccer ball in the history of the sport. Back in December, we saw Ronaldo leap to a staggering 8 feet and 5 inches and hang in the air for 1.5 seconds before he headed the ball into the back of the net for the game-winning goal against Sampdoria. The man has serious hops. And who's to say those hops would transfer over to on the basketball court? At 27 inches, his vertical is almost at the average NBA level. And does anyone really doubt his athletic ability? Even though he's 34 years old, he's still in peak physical condition. The man takes 5 naps a day, eats 6 meals a day, trains like a madman, and as a result, the medical tests show he still has the physical age of a 20-year-old. He doesn't just rely on brawn either. Ronaldo is one of the most technically gifted and intelligent soccer players to ever play the game. Let's be honest, Cristiano Ronaldo could play any sport he wanted, but in particular, I think he'd excel off the pitch and on the court.
Thanks, Kyle. And there is something to be said about soccer players bringing a new element to playing basketball. After all, Steve Nash talked about how playing soccer throughout his life made him a more creative basketball player. But then again, he did pass. Next, it's time for halftime. For this halftime, we've got an awesome clip from Crunch Time ranter Kyle Watson's interview with Brett Harrison of the Oshawa Generals. Here it is.
Moving on to after you got selected into the OHL, in your very first game with the Generals, you scored a goal and assisted another. Could you just walk us through what that day was like for you?
Yeah, it was my first game. I was obviously very excited, but a little nervous as well. So when I just when I went out for warm-ups, it was a pretty cool feeling just looking around and seeing the big rink that I'm in and the fans in the crowd. But yeah, after the first period and after I got my first point, I think some of the nerves went away, and I just wanted to play my game.
Talking about nerves, how did you find playing in the OHL as a 16-year-old? Was that tough for you?
At the start, yes, for sure. It was a big transition with everyone being a lot bigger, a lot stronger from minor midget. But I think as the year got on, I felt a little bit more comfortable each and every game, and but yeah, it was a little nervous at first coming in.
Were there any players on the team or coaches in particular that kind of took you under their wing and helped you a lot this year?
Yes, all the coaching staff and our organization were very welcoming and definitely made my year a better one.
Next, we have Nigel Kubekjian, arguing that Alphonso Davies could have made a great sprinter. I'm not sure about that, but what I do know is he's already made himself quite the TikToker.
When talking about an athlete who'd be most successful if they were to change sports, compete in a different sport, it's hard to look past Canadian and Bayern Munich left back Alphonso Davies. Now, I've done plenty of talking about him on Twitter. I think he's one of the best players in the world right now. But the one big thing about Alphonso that everyone loves to talk about is his pace. He is truly, truly rapid. Last week in a game against Borussia Dortmund, he clocked in at 35.8 kilometers per hour. Now, for some perspective, Usain Bolt clocked in at 44 kilometers per hour when he set his 100-meter world record. So you're telling me, if we gave Alphonso some proper sprinting training, not just this footballer training he's doing right now, he couldn't get his speed up to 40, 42 kilometers per hour potentially? I think it's very possible, very likely. I think the next great Canadian sprinting duo is Andre DeGrasse on the left, Alphonso Davies on the right. They're going to be just super fast, winning gold medals, silver medals everywhere. I'm sorry, Bayern Munich fans, but we have to take your left back, and we're going to make him a sprinter. He's the next great 100-meter sprinter.
Thanks, Nigel. Although I don't know much about soccer, I'm still going to agree with you, because Davies is Canadian, and according to the Canadian Bill of Rights, arguing against another Canadian is the equivalent of treason. Last but not least, we have Stefano Supa, arguing that Conor McGregor would make a good WWE wrestler. And just for funsies, we're going to call that a sport.
Multi-sports athletes have always been an interesting topic, but if you want to talk about an athlete who would find success in another sport, look no farther than sending the notorious Irishman, Conor McGregor, to the WWE. He's had an amazing career in the UFC, holding 2 records, one for having the fastest knockout in title fight history after defeating Jose Aldo in only 13 seconds, and for being the first simultaneous multi-divisional champion. While the tenure of his career has always been somewhat confusing, it's safe to say at this point that he's going to go down as one of the greatest of all time. But above all that, he's going to be remembered for his incredibly flamboyant personality. He has this reputation of making every single opponent of his hate him, and he makes every fight personal. Just ask Khabib and Nate Diaz about that. His social media presence is second to none amongst mixed martial artists, and he has a knack for being an entertainer in and outside of the octagon. But above all of that, he's never afraid of the spotlight and welcomes it with open arms. With a character like that, there's no doubt he'll find an illustrious career in the WWE. But you know what, as he puts it,
the double tap does what the he wants!
Thanks, Stefano. McGregor's certainly good at stirring drama, so I'm just hoping his wrestling career goes a lot better than his boxing career. Well, that's it for Crunch Time. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Also, most importantly, make sure to vote for the episode winner, either in the comments or on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. You can follow the Crunch Time Ranters on social media with links in the description below, and be sure to check out Kyle's full interview. My name is Seth Nefsky, and thanks for watching Crunch Time.